Today's topic is Immortal tracks. Let's read these texts together and you must complete all tasks related to this text. Two Uzbek astronomers were working on a clear night in October 2007 at Meydanak Observatory when they suddenly pored over celestial images. After observing the images, they noticed a star-like object moving along the orbital path. They tracked the object and decided to send the preliminary minor planet. Here you should put the appropriate word using your background knowledge. Center MPC, which was run by the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory and Harvard College Observatory in Cambridge, Massachusetts, received the confirmation about the object not being previously documented in MPC catalog. The center assigned the object a provisional designation and the real work began. It took Bahadur Hafizov, the Uzbek astronomer at Meydanak, almost 2 years to plot the daily trajectory and define the precise coordinates of the object until the center was satisfied that it was indeed a new minor planet, or small solar system body. The planet was enrolled in MPC catalog and named Samarkand, after the city that was in astronomy. Meydanak Observatory works in and other international institutions. Their new small solar system body was discovered with the help of the most modern and highly sensitive equipment that is the best in the region and given to Ulugh Astronomical Institute by the Association of Korean Universities. During the Soviet period, Majdanek was a military satellite ranging station, and it was impossible to carry out this kind of international cooperation in the field of astronomy. Match the highlighted words from the text and their antonyms below. I will give you some time to complete this task. So let's check our answers then. Inexact, indefinite is the antonym for precise. They are antonyms for precise. Permanent is the antonym for provisional. Earthly, the antonym for celestial. Extra, additional are antonyms for preliminary. Relative clauses are clauses starting with the relative pronouns who, that, which, whose, where, when. They are most often used to define or identify the noun that preceded them. Here are some examples. I want it in a restaurant whose cooks smoke. Relative clauses add extra information to a sentence by defining a noun. They are usually divided into two types, defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. Look at this sentence. The woman who lives next door works in a bank. Who lives next door is a defining relative clause. It tells us which woman we are talking about. Look at some more examples. Look out, there is the dog that bit my brother. The film that we saw last week was awful. This is the skirt I bought in the sales. So simplifying defining relative clauses. Defining relative clauses can be simplified or reduced in several ways. If the relative pronoun is the object of the verb, then it can be omitted. This is the skirt that I bought in the sales. This is the skirt which I bought in the sales. This is the skirt I bought in the sales. Write relative clauses without using the relative pronoun. I will give you some time to complete this task. So let's check correct answers. I gave you a book. It had many pictures. The book I gave you had many pictures. I'm reading a book at the moment. It's very interesting. The book I'm reading at the moment is very interesting. You live in a town. The town is very old. The town you live in is very old. The next exercise. Decide whether the relative pronoun is the object pronoun or subject pronoun or an object pronoun. Let's check correct answers then. Do you know the girl who I danced with? This relative pronoun is an object. Do you know the girl who danced with me? In this case, it is subject. The apples that are lying on the table are bad. That is subject here. The apples that we bought in the shop are bad. That is object here. We will stay at a hotel which is not far from the beach. It is which subject here. So, as an extra information, I'm giving you some phrasal verbs with definitions. Write down on your paper, on your notebook, them and learn by heart. Come across, to meet somebody, something by chance. She came across some old friends when she was on her way. Come around, to become conscious again. After vehicle collision, her mother has not come round yet. Come up, to be mentioned or discussed. The issue of school came up in the yesterday's meeting. Come about, to happen. Could you tell me about how the accident came about? So, it is the end of our lesson. See you in our next lesson.